Good morning, my beautiful, awesome, wonderful person that you are. I am very thankful for you to be here to take the time out of your busy schedule and personally develop yourself on these trainings because you have made a right choice by coming here or going to any website, going to any mentor, going to any trainer, going to any leader, and just sucking the life out of them on personally developing yourself. I'm gonna, like always, give you a lot of credit because, believing in yourself, believing in your product, working hard to achieve everything you want, and then actually achieving it in the end. So I give you a lot of credit. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your attention and your presence here. Today's training is going to be on why. Why am I doing what I am doing? So some days you will have really, really hard down days and you will be all broken up. You will be torn down. You will have stabs and knives sticking out of you. You will have arrows through your neck. You will have some very bloody, ugly days and you will be like flat on your face, laying down and be like, Lord, this is not for me. I'm not cut out for this. Why did I decide to do this? This is not worth it. And blah, 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 blah. All the excuses you will hear from yourself and people around you. I want you on those down days, come to this video. In this video, I haven't thought of a title yet, but it will be a cute title. I want you to go back to this video and watch it on daily basis if you have to for years in order for you to be like, I got this. I'm going to do this. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm pushing myself. This is why I started it. This is why, I'm doing all these great things. I'm going out of my way to accomplish all this. So this would be the video to go to when you have bloody down, really poopy days. So the number one thing for why, okay? You've done a lot of things in your life, and you went to school maybe, or you changed 3-7 work, whatever jobs. You've been going from, as I always say, there are ways of our life is not constant. I don't know if you knew this, but on biological level, it turns out, I was shocked when I found out about this. On biological level, like when we have solids, when we have a rock, when we have a metal, when we have wood, to our understanding that it is solid, it is constant, it is not in a motion. Wrong. It turns out everything is made out of particles and atoms and they're constantly moving. Did you know that? I never knew that. So your metal is not solid. It's actually moving, constantly moving. Your wood, your everything, anything and everything in the world is in constant motion. And certain things are in a growing, never-ending motion. Did you know your nose and your ears never stop to grow? This is why when you see older people, they all have big noses and big ears, is because your body parts might start growing, or certain things might stop growing, but your nose constantly grows and your ears constantly grow. Anyway, so we are in a constant motion, infinity motion, like it never ever stops. So when you reach a certain level in your life, you go to a next one, and then you go to the next one. Think of it, this is how I picture it in my head, is you have the staircase that's going to heaven. I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe in God, I believe in heaven and hell. So for me, I see this ladder that's going to heaven, and the last step is the day you die. And so when you go up one level, you not only grow physically, you also grow mentally, spiritually, and just, developing yourself in a good or bad way. You can grow by doing good, and you can grow by doing bad. So it is the choice that you make in your life. Whatever choice it is you choose, you will have the end of it, the end product. So why? why are you here? Why did you choose to become a online business person? Or why did you choose to become a business person in general? It's because you have this drive. There are only, I believe, 2 to 4% of people who are the weirdos. I call them the weirdos, the nerds, the outcast, or the special ones. And then there's people that are like the average people. The average person says, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to stick here until the day I die. On average, the 2 to 4% say, I'm not happy with this, I know I can do better, I know I can change the world, and so they move to the next step. They go to a different job, I can't do this is not for me, this is what I'm not cut out for, and they go to the next level, and the next, and the next one. And you can see that in their personal life, you can see it in their cars, you can see it in their clothing, you can see they're constantly doing something better or wanting to do something better. So you are here for only one reason, because you're probably the weird, the nerd, the special person. You have chosen a profession that is very difficult, very hard, and I would say unattainable. Like when you start something, you look at it and you're like, I can't do this. This is not for me. I'm not cut out for this. And the whole world is like telling you this. Okay? So if you are that person and then you jump from here and you go back to normal life and you're unhappy, know that you are the special person. Because if you are unhappy and you cannot stick to a job, and not because you don't have the brains, because I was very successful in high school, and every time, like, I can pull out my book of memories from high school, where my last year I just went to all my teachers and asked them to write a little note for me, every single one of them. And I know it wasn't fake, because I knew these teachers personally, like on personal level. I would go after school, I would go on my study hall. Study halls is where you got like the one class that is free and you could do your homework. So I would use that time to go to the library and read, or I would use that time to go and understand more English or science or whatever it is. So these letters came from people who knew me personally, who I spent some time with. And every single one of them said, you know, you're special, you're going to accomplish great things. And for years, for years and years and years, I haven't seen it. And then just one day it clicked. And I said, this is it. I got this. And you will have that moment in your life. One day, I call it a breaking point. You will constantly go up the ladder, and then one day, you will just stop, you will think, you will look back, and you will realize this is it, or this is why. So my it is, I've always been a teacher. Like in my brain, I've always been a teacher, always. For me, teaching is breathing. For me, teaching is living. This is how I live. This is what I live for. Like, I've had so many jobs. I have so many different things going on in my life. And never did I feel comfortable or confident or happy. But when I taught Sunday school, when I taught in daycare, when I had kids, when I had child of my own, when I worked for school district, I realized that this is me. This is who I am. I love to teach. I love to educate, and I love education. Like, the minute I learn something, I just want to run to the whole world and be like, I just learned something. This is what I learned, and this is who I am. This is what I found about myself, and this is how I was designed. I was designed to be this person. And God designed everybody differently. He gave everybody a certain talent or certain penny. And he says, this is a penny. Go do something with it. And you run and you say, oh, I'm so scared. I'm going to dig it into the ground and, not do anything about it. And the weirdos, they're like, oh, penny? What can I do with this penny? And they go put it here. Okay, they made 2 pennies. Okay, that's not for me. They go put it here. So, like, there are different types of people. You need to find out who you are and why. Why are you here? I will tell you why I'm here, and I guarantee you will hear everything about yourself. Yes, you will hear a lot and be like, yes, She's so on point. She's so right. This is exactly why I am here. You know why? Because we're the 2 or the 4 or the 6 or whatever, the small percent of the nerds, of the weirds that don't fit in the big world. We fit in into the small category of I'm unhappy with who I am and I constantly want to grow and develop myself on different kinds of levels, and I want to change the world. And the way you can change this world is by changing yourself. It's by working on yourself. And there are people who the weirdos who go into this profession or go into this thing just because they want to be rich, and they are the most unsuccessful, the most unhappy people because they have to live with themselves. This is what I always say about killers. I said when the killers kill, they kill the victim, or the dead person is gone and they're resting and they're in peace, but the person who stays on to live has to live with the knowledge that they killed. And this is how business people are. The business hungry, all about money people live with the fact that they ripped off so many people. And I could have made a lot of money. I could have been on so many different higher top levels right now due to doing that. And this is the reason, the biggest reason for me why I'm just starting, why I'm just developing myself, why I'm just going into business, is because I finally found something that I believe in, something that doesn't go against of who I am. There are certain things I don't like, but I'm trying to find a way of how to go around it or how to make it right. For example, let's say you are driving down the road and you see this little girl walking on the street and you want to stop and pick her up and take her to her house. And one of the ways to do it is the right way or the wrong way. So why are you stopping? So if you're stopping for the reason of, oh, well, what people are going to think of me, they're going to think bad of me, and, I don't want to look bad. So that's the wrong reason. But if you're stopping for the reason of this little girl is on a highway, she's all alone, this is not right, something is not right, I'm the only one who can fix it. So if you go with that mentality, you will have a different heart in the end. But if you go with the mentality, well, if I don't stop, what people are going to think of me, they're going to think of me bad. You're thinking of yourself. You're not thinking of why this girl is out, what's going on, why she's all alone on the road. So there's two kinds of business people. There's the wrong kind, and then there's the good kind, the right kind. So the one that you choose will determine your happiness. I'm about serving people and helping people and doing everything I can, going out of my way to help people become better, to find how I can be better, and then reteaching that skill to somebody else. But then there's people who are money hungry. They will step over you. They will walk on your head. They will walk over you, rip you up, and move on because they made money. That's all they care about. So knowing who you are, understanding yourself, and understanding why you're doing what you're doing is the key to your business success. So you are, let's say, you are at a level where you finally reach a point in your life where you say, I'm broke. And, broke doesn't mean you were like in debt. Broke could be, I don't have savings account. My kids cannot afford to go to better schools. I know my kid has a talent to sing or dance or, to be an artist or all kinds of things. There's like so many different things that my kid could be doing, but I can't afford it. So there are these levels of the things that you could be doing on a better level, but you can't. So you entered the business world because you said, you know what? I want to change somebody's life. I want to make somebody's life a better life. I want to make sure that this world is a better place after I leave. But I can't do that without getting money, more money that I can use for the greater good. So if you go with that mentality, just think about it. You come from a broken family, you come from an abused family, or you come from wherever it is you're coming from. So you come from this background of badness, and you want to change the world, you want to change the way things run, you want to do things. But if all this negativity eats at you, tells you, and breaks you down, you're going back to being that person that's always dreaming of the person you want to be. So some days, as I mentioned in my previous videos, you need to cover your ears, you need to block your eyes, and have a focus on where you want to be, on what is good for you, on what is your point of life. So if you want to have a better life for your children, you want to have better life for your grandchildren, you want to have better life for your neighbors, for your friends, for your relatives, you are working towards that. You get very little money, you put it into a bigger business, you make more money, then you cut that paycheck in half and you give it to orphanage. Or you cut that check in half and you give it to God, whatever it is the church is going to use it for people in Ukraine who are going through war right now, people in Syria who are going through whatever it is that you want to do, okay? So think of the bigger picture. Write it out. Write it out on a piece of paper of who you are, where you at, and where you want to be in 10, 20, 15, or whatever it is years that you're seeing yourself, okay? So when you have this business plan or this goal that you want to accomplish, you will constantly look at it. And so when you have down days, you will look at it and you say, I'm broke today. I don't have savings account. My kids are not doing good in school because they're being bullied. I want to hire a private teacher for them in my house. I want them to know 2-3 languages so they can make this world a better place by changing their life. I'm going to change lives of so many people. This is why I'm doing this. Okay? So you come up with a why yourself. And you constantly refer to it on poopy, bad, bloody days. When you're all down, you have all kinds of things sticking out of you, knives and arrows and whatever it is that you just went through. You were just like on a down day. Take that plan out, take that goal out, and read it 10 times. Go to somebody who is a leader in your company. Go to somebody who's upline. Go to somebody who is a mentor. Write to them. Or, even if they never answer, the fact that you wrote to them and you told them all about your problems. Sometimes when you tell people about your problems and your worries and your negative days, when you go back to read them, you laugh about them. You're like, this person's going to read this and think I'm crazy because I'm whining about that. My cat just bit me. It's a big deal for you at this second, but if you read it 2-3 days later, you look at it and you laugh at yourself because the situations are laughable, okay? So when you enter business, you probably enter because you want a better life for yourself. You want better life for your kids. You want better life for your neighbors or your family because let's say I'm a single mom who doesn't know how to run any businesses and I'm struggling so much and this person comes to me and gives me all this knowledge, all this information, says, I'm here for you. We're going to do this. I'm going to push you. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And then I become this beautiful person that goes on and changes so many lives. And guess what? What if that person never took the opportunity? I wouldn't be where I'm at because the person didn't take the opportunity. Then I am able to change billions of lives, but I'm not doing it because that person didn't do it. So always look at the bigger picture, the picture of tomorrow, the picture of 2-3 years from now. I know this girl. I don't know her personally, but I bought so much of her products, teachings, of her CDs, DVDs. Bro girl, abused so many levels. Her baby was taken away. She gave birth and she gave her baby for adoption. I mean, just hell after hell after hell after hell. She's a multimillionaire right now. She's been in so many different shows. She wrote some best-selling books. She has changed her life in so many ways. And you know why? Because she said, I don't want that for my kid. My kid will not see what I saw. My grandkid will not see what I saw. My child, my neighbor, my friend is not going to go through what I went through. And if the guy who invited me hadn't called me, hadn't invited me, where would I be today? Okay? So that's the mentality I want you to attend to your friends, to your neighbors, to your cold calls. you are giving them something that's going to change their life, okay? Their life. So if I'm sitting here on a 20% cash back and I know it's going to bring me money, the receipts that I'm throwing in the trash, I know it's going to bring me money. I know that if I invite people, I'm going to make money doing that. And I know this system works. I know this system is an awesome, wonderful system. But I'm sitting on it being selfish. I can't invite. Nobody's listening to me. I can't do this. You are not changing lives. But imagine if you took the courses, if you personally developed yourself and you said, you know what, I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm going to learn from the best. I'm going to stalk people. I'm going to devour things. I'm going to eat things up until I have had this big, until I get it. And then I'm going to go and teach others because I want to change life. And that's why I'm in this business. I have been in so many businesses. And one time this guy stood up and he said, we don't care that they have money in their pocket, that the money is going to go to feed their kids. We don't care about that. We don't care that they're walking into, they're on their way to pay their bill and that money's for the bill. We don't care about that. We care about that their money is my income. That's what we care about. And when I learned that about business, I said, I can't do this. I'm a Christian person. I love God. I've been Christian all my life, and this is not me. I can't do this. This is going against everything I know, and this is why I failed in so many businesses. Because every time I entered, this is what I heard: we don't care about them. We walk over them. We just go whatever and do whatever it takes to get the money. And I guarantee you, they're not successful right now. And if they are, they're unhappy because of the way they acquired their riches. So this is why I didn't enter any businesses. It's because I had so many voices saying to me, don't care about people. You step over them, you step on their head, you promote it lyingly, and then you'll be successful. And they are. There's a lot of people who are successful by lying, by deceiving, by misrepresenting of the truth. Okay? And I didn't want to be part of it. And I said, this is not for me. I can't do this. But I kept on coming back because I knew there was something that I wanted to do. I didn't know the answers. So when I found out the answers, I said, I want to be a coach. I want to be a leader because that's what I was called for. I was called to learn something and tell the world. This is how I feel. This is what my passion is. And until the day I learned about it, until the day I understood it, I was unhappy. And changing lives. Knowing that I'm going to talk to my friend who is broke, who doesn't have savings account, whose kids are not in the schools that he wants or she wants to put them through. So I knew about all these things, but I didn't know how to accomplish them. My little sweet angel. Say hello, everybody. So until the day I learned what it is that I want to do, what it is that God called me to do, I wasn't successful. And I wasn't planning to be successful because I didn't want to be part of something.
Мамочка, я сюда пишу, чтобы с тобой поговорить.
Мамочка сейчас занята. Иди наверх, а потом мамочка с тобой поговорит, okay? So until the day I had peace with myself, I found out a company that is going to build somebody else, that is going to develop somebody else, that is going to change somebody else's life. I was at peace finally. I was like, this is it, This is what I want to do. I want to educate. I want to help people. I want to see people be successful. And until I got that, I was unhappy. But because I got that, now I am a happy person and I'm excited that I don't have to rip people off, that I'm actually giving them opportunity, giving them a blessing that will bless so many, that will bless their generations, that will change so many lives, and produce so many different things. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to sit down, look back on your life. And you know what? I heard this somewhere, and I believe it's true. I heard this somewhere. They said, whatever it is you were playing when you were a kid that you were going to be was actually your calling. I agree with it 100, like not even 99. I agree with it 100%. Because the day I was born, I knew it was different. like I was 3, 4, 5. I knew I was different, and I knew I wanted to be a teacher. But I went through college and I went through schooling, and I didn't go through teaching college because I didn't get my teaching certificate because we didn't have the program. I was in an art program and we did not have teaching certification here. It was in another city that is 8 hours from here, and I couldn't afford to go there. So I just decided to get my bachelor degree in art, and I did, and I'm happy that I did, but it had nothing to do with teaching. But I knew I wanted to teach. I didn't know how to be or get what it is I want until I got into online business and realized that this is it. This is what I'm made for. This is who I am, and this is how it's going to change so many lives. So focus on why are you here. Focus on what it is you're planning to accomplish. Why did you get on fire the first day? Focus on who it is you really are and what makes you happy, what drives you, what gives you the fire. Like, some in the Bible it talks about it. It says, you have left your first love. Go back, find the first love, and come back to it. And I cannot tell you how many times I hear this from couples over and over and over again. That they were passionate, they were holding hands, they were kissing each other and hugging each other and in love and no cares in the world but themselves, right? And then they get kids, and then they get works and jobs and careers, and everything just goes down. And every single one of them said, until we went back and we found out first love and we found out that first passion, we was unsuccessful and we were broke, couple-wise, marriage-wise. It was falling apart. We weren't meant to be for each other. We were just going to end it. And so many of them just stepped back. So many of them went to the shrinks. I love shrinks. I want to be a shrink, actually. That's one of my passions. I love psychology. I love behavior. I love brains. It's the second passion that I have. It has to do with human beings. That's my passion. Counseling, human beings, shrinks, psychologists. It's my passion. So a lot of people took the faith of stepping out of their comfort zone. They went to the shrink. They went to marriage counseling. They got the juice. They used the juice, and they got on fire. Same thing with you. Same thing with you. When you lose that fire, when you give up, when you have no motivation, when you're sick and tired of all the in your head that you're a failure, you'll never be successful, you're this and that. The strongest people, the people who put covers on their ears, the people who put covers on their faces are the ones that are successful. They did not end up in success with a click of a button, with a, what is this called? Whatever is this called? They did not end up there with no pain. No pain, no gain, okay? Everybody went through some type of pain. Everybody was flat on their face. Everybody had knives sticking out of their backs. Everybody was in bloody war. But they made it because they were strong enough. And this is what I'm calling you to do, is to be strong. Is to push forward. Is to have those down days, put them down at rest. Watch these videos. Watch other mentors. Look at your journals. Look at your first day of journal. When you start a business, write all the things out in your journal and say, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. This is how successful I'm going to end up. And be thankful. Be thankful every single day for the bad and the good and the ugly and the future. Okay? Some days, this is what my journal looks like. I say, thank you, Lord, for my beautiful, awesome house. I'm living in a rent right now. But I'm thankful for it because I know that what I speak, what I breathe, what I say is going to come true. Do you know how I know that? Because people who listen to the negative, blah, 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 you're a failure, you're never, they're successful, okay? They kept on speaking, and the person on fire listened to it and accomplished it, okay? Now imagine if you put 5 billion things of you're successful, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're the most important person on earth. You can do it. You can serve the people. You can change so many lives. What if you had said that to you every single day? Can you imagine how far you would have gone? Okay? So what you put into yourself, how you develop yourself, how you carry yourself, how do you know yourself will determine how successful you are, okay? Focus on you, know who you are, know where you want to be, know how far you're willing to go. Write it all down, and on the down, bloody, poopy days, take it out, reread it, re-understand it. What are they doing? Recommit it. You know, there are couples from 10, 40, whatever years, they do their wedding over again. Why? Because they want to redo those vows again. They're like, we got this. We've gone through hell and blood and so much destruction in our marriage. Let's do it again. Do it with yourself. You know, take yourself to the pastor and be like, Pastor, I need to make deal with myself. I need to make marriage with myself, and do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes to push yourself to, understand who you are, to understand where you want to be, and stick to it. Don't let the negativity walk over you, because it will succeed. Words work. It all depends what kind of words you're putting in your ears. The negative, the ugly, the bloody, the poopy, it will produce all that. The beautiful, the mentors, the developing yourself, paying for courses, attending meetings. I don't care if you're the only one attending the meeting, talk to the wall. you know? So you are going to be what you put in. So if you put in a lot of negativity, a lot of doubt, a lot of suspicion, a lot of scams, a lot of fraud, a lot of whatever it is you're putting in yourself, you're going to be that in a couple of years or in a couple of months. So develop yourself on a higher level than you want to be. Develop yourself on a business successful level. Develop yourself on spiritual level, and constantly grow, and never ever end growing. Never say, I got this. Never say, oh, I don't need to read books anymore. You will find yourself failing miserably one of these days, okay? So if you need to be encouraged, if you need to be pushed, if you need to find that love, the first love again, that first passion, come back and watch this video on a daily basis if you have to, or go back to people who inspire you. Listen to them and, read on it. And this is it for today. So I want you to be very cautious of what's going into you, very cautious of what is developing you, who is developing you, because you're a rock, you're a solid rock, and somebody has the chipper and the hammer, and they're chipping at you. And what are they chipping at you? Are they chipping away all the imperfections and making you better, or are they damaging you? So take this into consideration of working on yourself and not giving up, and understanding who you are and what you want to be, and where it is that you need to end up. I love you very much, and once again I want to thank you for being here and being successful, awesome, wonderful person that you are, being on top of things, and just stepping up the game and being the 2 to 4% of the successful people, instead of being the average or the neighbor or the negative person that is in your life. So thank you very much, and I will talk to you later. Bye guys.